So last night I watched a film called Terrified, and I absolutely loved it. It is currently streaming on Shudder, and it will definitely make my top 10 horror of the year. It is a Shudder exclusive, and so after having success with that one, and Shudder is something I've had for well over a year, but I honestly don't use it as much as I would like to. And I know they have a lot of exclusives. So I went on and I found some exclusives that I felt were worth checking out, or at least I hope. And I am going to start knocking them out here in the next few weeks or whatnot. The first one I watched tonight was called Stillborn. And I think this is going to be a film that people with children get more than people without children. It is a story about a couple, and they are having babies, and she's giving birth in the opening, and one of her twins lives, and one of her twins is stillborn. She goes home to her really lavish house, but her husband is, I think a lawyer. She says he made partner at the firm. And he's not home a ton, and she's in this huge house by herself with her new kid, and she's dealing with her postpartum depression and all that stuff. And she starts to think she's seeing someone attacking her child on her baby monitors. Maybe it's a ghost, maybe it's whatever. And the film kind of plays off with, like, is she deranged? Is she suffering from postpartum depression? Or is she seeing a supernatural entity? And the film definitely keeps you guessing all the way through, which is something I really enjoyed about the film. And if crying babies is something that grates on your nerves and you just can't stand it and you want to fucking kill yourself by the sound of it, don't watch this movie. This is a very realistic take on what it's like to be a new parent. There's a lot of baby crying. There's a lot of, baby kneading and stuff like that. And taking me back to when my kids were that age. And of course, the fact that she loses one of her twins is going to play to me, since I have twins, and the thought of losing either one of them is just beyond my comprehension to even put into a word. So, as I said, I feel like I am kind of the target audience. I'm a horror fan. I have children. I have twins. I have everything. As far as the film goes, I liked it. One of my big problems I had with the film was the lead actress. I didn't think she was awful. I just thought she sometimes stepped out of her range. She tries to pull off the crazy thing. And, some people can do it very, very well, and it's believable, and most people cannot. And I think she's just one of these people. It very much felt like acting. It was a little over the top. The facial expressions, all that stuff were just not believable to me. And it kept taking me out of her role. But this is a slow breakdown of a woman's, sanity, which I'm not a huge fan of, because I've always said that I really don't care for Rosemary's Baby at all. Like, I'm the only fucking horror fan that just can't stand that movie. I find it boring as shit. And so those kinds of movies really aren't super for me. And this film, it's reminiscent of a Rosemary's Baby, because it's a woman with a brand new baby, and she's alone in a house for most of the film, and she's questioning her sanity and whatnot. So it very much feels like that film. This is blasphemy, I know, but I enjoyed this movie more than I enjoy Rosemary's Baby. But keep in mind, I don't like Rosemary's Baby at fucking all. So most things to me are better. But this isn't one I would rush to. I think if you're a new parent, you probably shouldn't watch this. But if you're a parent, you might find some enjoyability in this, just because you understand the, the questioning of your sanity and how hard it is in the beginning with kids. And I can't even imagine like losing a child and having to deal with that. I've always talked about that, like how horrible it would have to be to lose a kid and have a kid and try to keep it together so that, you know, you don't damage that kid's future. But oh my God, that yeah, awful. But yeah, I mean, it's well shot. It's the production value is good. It's a well-made film. I think that some of the atmosphere in it is really good. I thought the tension built well. Overall, yeah, it's a good movie. But the reason I hesitate is because I am not huge on the actress. And I think she'll take some people out of it. But maybe she'll work for you. Maybe it's, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's worth a watch. I feel like I'm flip-flopping here, and that's not the greatest thing to do with a review. I should be like firm when I sit down, but I don't know. I liked it, and I had my issues with her. So that makes it hard for me to recommend, but I do think it's a well-made movie. So suss that out for yourself. I apologize if I'm being confusing, but that was the way I felt when it was over. I was just like, did I like that? I think I did. But I gave you my issue of why. Also, it can be a tad slower at times, but the atmosphere is there to, you know, help it along. But anyways, if you guys have seen this, let me know what you thought. And get Shudder. It's definitely worth it. $5 a month. Anyways. All right, moving on.